Jim is rocking this morning. He's been fired up, I think. You heard about that Cardinal win. He's been fired up ever since. We're back out here at the Christian Village. Josh Komnick along with Scott Kirby. Furniture guy is off doing some business. He's going to try and give us a call on the phone lines. If you want to give us a call, 737-3791. I always forget that. I got to write it down every week. It was 737-3791. Give us a call. Let me know what happened in the ninth. I don't know. I was asleep. I thought it was over. But what's going on with the Cardinals? Who's going to win the World Series? NFL is coming up. Of course, the Bears. As you're a Bear fan, Scott, and we're going to buy this week.
Yep.
But you were mentioning something off air that is really neat and is going on here at Lincoln, and they do some advertising with the radio as far as watching the NFL games over at the movie theater.
Yeah, they have Monday Night Football there, and I took Bryson a couple weeks ago when the Bears played Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. The atmosphere, it's free to get in. You have to pay for your concessions. It was a full house.
Wow.
And it's just, it's a good time. Something happens, people are up, high-fiving, going crazy, and, obviously a good turnout for the Bears, beating Dallas. A lot of Dallas fans left about midway third quarter.
Good.
It went from a packed house to, a few people in a matter of minutes. And it was like a herd of cattle just getting out of there. And
picture quality is
excellent, HD.
Yeah.
And it's I would suggest going. It's fun time, and, it's if you like football, you'll want to go my son, he wants to go every Monday night. I'm like, well, we're not going to do that. But
Jacksonville taking on the Bills. You got to be on Monday night.
Yeah, you got to be a diehard football fan to do that.
But you got a chance coming up. The Bears are off this week, but next week they're on Monday Night Football.
Yep, October 22nd, playing Detroit at Soldier Field.
That'll be a good one.
Yeah,
there. You can head up to the movie theater for that one.
Absolutely. I'm probably going to attend that one and
right.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's fun.
Yeah, right there. He said packed house. Of course, a lot of Bear fans. You just got to pay for your concessions, candy, soda, popcorn. So pretty neat. I'm going to try and check that out. Also, maybe next Monday. Jim says we got a phone. We got a phone call. Caller, go ahead. You're in the cheap seats.
Yeah, so I was just wanting to chime in about the Cardinal game.
Oh yeah, I heard, what?
Yeah.
What fan are you? What kind of fan are you?
Well, I am actually a Cub fan, so you were lucky to not see the ninth inning.
Hey, D-Dub, what's going on?
Because I ran to the bathroom 2 or 3 times and had to vomit.
I figured you would be. Yeah, I turned it off. It was at 6-4 or something like that, whatever it was, 7-5 or something, and I turned it on the way into town this morning, turned on the radio, and Cardinals win. I'm like, this has got to be, this guy is saying the wrong name. And
D-Dub, you weren't yelling, were you? Screaming?
Yeah. It was. I'm surprised I didn't wake up my kids, but it was about midnight when it ended. Actually,
really? Yeah, it's too late for me.
Yeah, I was watching that, and I thought I was actually watching the Cardinals in Texas from last year's game. Except this time, I mean, they did get a couple timely hits, but I mean, Washington pretty much lost it because of walks.
The walks, that's what I heard.
Yeah, I mean, I think they scored 4 or 5 runs out of their 9. Just on walks, and that led to the big hit by Descalzo.
Yeah, don't you just get that feeling though, Darren, that it's just that Cardinal mystique? I don't know what it is. The guys that are they've been growing up as winners. They won last year. You just feel like they're going to come from behind, no matter what the deficit is.
Yeah, I think, especially when you've done it a couple times. Like like a couple of their players said, Matheny said, when you've been there before and done it, no lead is safe. Because they were down 6-0. They could have actually, and I really told someone, I said, man, they're up 6-0, and they are facing one of Washington's best pitchers.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking it's the 3rd or 4th inning, and the Cardinals have been here. And I'm thinking that was pretty much. I thought Cardinals would come back, but
what kind of deficit did they have last year to even get into the playoffs? I mean, 15 back or something, and they come back. I mean, they've done it before, like you said, and they just have the confidence that they can do it.
And how lucky? I mean, it was a little luck last year them getting into it, and there's actually a lot of luck this year because they added another playoff game to where they wouldn't even been thought of
Well,
in the playoffs.
that or if the umpire knew the infield fly rule.
Well,
How about the Atlanta game?
Yeah,
that is true.
That too.
That was.
If the Cubs had that, it would definitely have gone against them. There's no question about it. It would have gone against the Cubs, and that Cubs wouldn't have got in. But the Cardinals, they get the call and they get in, and now they're probably going to win the World Series again.
Right.
Carpenter's back.
That was a tough game to stomach last night.
But all in all, baseball playoffs have been pretty good though. Fun games to watch.
And this is
it's been excellent.
first time that all playoff games went 5 games.
Yeah,
and
right.
the odds of that were happening were like less than 2%.
Really?
So I mean, pretty even matched. And I'll tell you, Wainwright didn't look very good last night.
No, he didn't. And out of him and Carpenter, the two that I was glad that it happened to him getting shelled last night. That's about the only time. I don't really. I mean, I'm not a Cardinal fan or whatever, but I really like the makeup of their team.
Yeah.
To where I've always thought this whole year, yeah, they lost Pujols and that, but I thought they were a better team. Actually, they had. I mean, their lineup is pretty darn. I think their lineup is probably the best lineup probably left in the playoffs. I mean, the Yankees have a pretty good lineup. They're a lot older, but I think the Cardinals' lineup is stacked.
Well, they've had a career year from Beltran, a career year from Molina, although he's been a great catcher, maybe the best in the game for a number of years. But now he can hit. Now he's hitting.
Yeah.
They get the shortstop out of nowhere, and he hits 3 hits last night, a double and a home run, and
I think every one of his hits was a big hit in that series.
I mean, it just something always happens. They lose for call, and they bring in this guy, and he'll be an all-star next year. I mean, the rich get richer.
I just say they always get those little ones like Eckstein, the Kennedys,
right?
And now you're going to hear that Cosmo. You know,
they may not want for call back now with this guy the way he's playing. So. Darren, the football action real quick. Let's quit talking about the Cardinals. And
because
football.
I'm getting sick again.
Yeah.
So we better stop.
Bears are coming up. Of course, the bye week. How have they looked to you so far?
I tell you what. I mean, I like the Bears. The Bears defense. I was afraid to say they haven't really played. I mean, the only game that I think they really played and looked really good was the Dallas game.
Yeah.
Because it was at Dallas. And that's a tough way to go on the road. And Dallas, I mean, everybody's been talking about Dallas, how good they're, going to be this year and stuff like that. They go into Dallas and win. I mean, that was about the best signature win that the Bears have had.
Sure.
The only other team they've really played is Green Bay, and they got beat by Green Bay and looked bad against Green Bay.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
So, I mean, really, right there, that was a great win, especially before the, and then going to Jacksonville. And winning that, I just don't think Jacksonville's that good anyway. But I mean, I think the Bears are looking good. I mean, Green Bay is normal, man. I mean, not like last year, scored all those points. Plus, injuries are killing them. So especially on the offense end.
Sure.
So I think the Bears could win that division.
Yeah, they're definitely looking good, and as we're going to talk some more about the NFL. Darren, I wanted to bring up something that I read in the paper today or this week, and it's got some Lincoln ties to it, and I wanted to give your thoughts on it also, and Scott, your thoughts too. Kevin Seitzer, of course, Railer great, goes to plays 14 years in the major leagues, has become a hitting coach here in the last several years for major league teams. He's now with Kansas City, or was with Kansas City. He gets fired this week. His team was averaged, I believe, a team average of 265. I read in the paper. That's 7th best in baseball.
I was going to say that ain't bad.
And they fired him. The 7th best in baseball. His talent level is nowhere comparable to any other team that maybe in baseball. They just don't have the money, the resources. But they fire a hitting coach that's 7th best in baseball, 265, because the general manager thinks that they're a power hitting team. Now, that doesn't. I mean, if the Cubs hit 265, I would jump up and down. And I'm not mad about it or anything like that. But because the guy's from Lincoln, but I think that was a plea for saying we need to do something different. And you might be whether he was the lowest paid guy, whether he was new on the totem pole. I mean, that sounds that's not right.
If the Cubs did that, I'd sign that hitting coach to a extended contract.
for the rest of his life.
Or are they giving up more runs than they're scoring? How about looking at
That's
the
what I'm
pitching
saying.
coach?
Right.
And how many home runs did they really hit? Do they have big guys? Are they built for speed? I mean, Kevin was not a power guy either. He was an average guy from what I have heard or remember. I mean, you bat 265 with the team he has. I mean,
right.
Well,
Because I only know I watch baseball all the time, and I probably only know 2 or 3 people even on the Kansas City.
I may not know one. I don't know if I know one.
I don't think I do.
They don't have any big names to where, I mean, 265 plus. Man, they pounded the White Sox. I always thought Kansas City was freaking really good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think White Sox only beat them like once or twice.
That's right, and I just, I know it's the guys from local, and I know them a little bit, and I'm not upset for him, but I just think if for any team or anybody, I mean, how do you fire a guy that's 7th best in baseball with the record that they had?
Well, other people are going to see that someone will scoop him up.
Yeah,
he probably won't be unemployed very long.
Right. Yeah, he was there for a reason.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten picked up. He was at, I think, Arizona. He was, Kansas City. So I think, if someone's going to, because he was in baseball 13, 14 years. He got to know a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And, and once you're in baseball, you're almost pretty much in baseball until you're, really can retire.
Yes,
so,
72 and 90 they were. 72 and 90.
Wow.
That's not bad. I mean,
it's
better than the Cubs.
Oh, yeah. We can't get much worse.
Well, you can't say that too many teams can lose 100 games.
Right.
I mean, you can't really say that too much.
It's tough to do, D-Dub.
Astros.
It's tough to do, both in the same division.
Hey, all I got to say is I heard you guys talk about college football. All you got to do is just watch one game today, okay?
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame and Stanford.
Yeah,
okay?
Great. You can't miss them because they're on every week.
Well, that's great. They're America's team.
Yeah, I bet. Just like the Cowboys. Hey, D-Dub, thanks for calling in as always, and we'll check back with you next week, man.
All right, thank you.
All right, see you, guy. Hey, Curb, let's take a quick commercial break here. We got a little more NFL to talk about, and soccer game just got canceled, so I don't have to get out of here too early now. So
Man, you can play soccer in the rain.
I could, but the league commissioner says no way this week, so we're off today. Hey, let's take a quick commercial break. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM and WLCNonline.com.
Oh, wow.
See what I got to work with?
I'm leaving.
Yeah, this is what I have to work with.
My ears are bleeding.
Usually we have this other potent baseball song, but now it's Born a Cardinal Fan. He must have just made that up, Jim. Made it up on the laptop over there. Hey, you're in the Cheap Seats. We're out at the Christian Village, and I believe, is he still on the line? We still got a phone call. Caller, go ahead.
Yeah. How we doing, guys? Better late than never.
Hey, furniture guy, what's going on?
Absolutely nothing. Just living the dream, being a Cardinals fan here in Central Illinois.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure you were up watching this fiasco that happened last night.
Oh, my goodness. It feels a lot like last year all over again, Cardinal fans. You got to be loving the vibe. They pull it out late again, folks.
Yeah. How? Why? When? Where?
Well, you would think it'd be David Freese or Alan Crane or Matt Holliday, one of them guys. And those guys definitely set up the transition of moving into the victory circle. But, guys like Daniel Descalzo and Pete Cosma, I mean, they came through big, and the bullpen looked stellar again last night.
Well, it's something as you said, Freese was the main man last year that carried you through the playoffs. It just somebody new all the time with the Cardinals, it seems like, and you've got, it seems like, two good ones, especially right now, especially the shortstop. He's shown defensively and offensively he's going to replace Furcal maybe for a while.
Yeah, Cosmo looked definitely very good out in the field. And at the plate yesterday, made a couple big plays. Daniel Descalzo, who is absolutely solid with the glove, he did a good job of hitting a home run earlier in the game, scored a run. He did a lot of good things for the Cardinals today.
So, of course, now the Giants, as I was talking a little bit earlier with another guy, he's a little scared of the Giants, although they don't hit the ball very well. Their defense is very good. Their pitching is excellent. And just your thoughts there, Cardinal expert.
Well, there's no way the Cardinals can get by the Giants.
We got to do this reverse psychology again, huh?
Jim, I don't know if you have my music cued, but if you could cue that up for me.
He doesn't. It's failed. The laptop no longer works. So,
But no, honestly, you look at them, it's actually a really good matchup. The Giants definitely have some pitching.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see how the Cardinals' bats can go at them. I mean, they obviously did a pretty good job against the Nationals, minus Steven Strasburg. So we'll see what happens in the next round. In the best-of-7 series, you'll have Carpenter pitching at least twice, probably 3 times. It looks like.
Who's got home field?
Giants.
The Giants do.
So you got to travel out to San Fran. 2-3-2? I guess we're back to now.
Correct.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Starting tomorrow, I believe. Those games start tomorrow. Is that correct? Yes.
Correct.
Yankees and Detroit are tonight.
Yes.
Cardinals, Giants tomorrow.
I think Yankees and Detroit tonight.
8:07, and yes, the Cardinals. It looks like tomorrow are at 8:15.
And what a game with all 4 series.
That's what we talked about.
Series,
yeah.
For the first time that I can remember, it was 5 games.
Yeah.
And all of them being very competitive. A lot of fun. I hate the fact that the A's and Baltimore are out of it because they were so much fun all year to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And brought in a couple markets that haven't been there for quite a while, to be honest. So that was good to see. And it was good to see the Nationals have a great run this year as well. Again, obviously huge attendance, over 49,000 people at every game in the playoffs. That's a huge crowd for Nationals who haven't seen postseason baseball in about 60 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good playoff so far, and I think it will continue, although Yankees are somewhat disappointing to me. They don't score a lot. They've got their big-name guys aren't doing a lot, and now it's Raul Ibanez who's really carried them. So I think really for me that's been the most disappointing thing is just the play of the Yankees. Not that I'm a Yankee fan, but
they bench A-Rod yesterday.
I know.
I mean, that's a future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, exactly. Benching A-Rod and, what else you can do? It's like if they don't get the home run, they're going to be in trouble.
Right. They don't. And they're not hitting them.
Picking up Ichiro, they would have had a little bit more on base and whatnot. But you're not seeing a lot of that in the playoffs. You're seeing a lot of guys a little tight. And I'm wondering if their pitching can hold up to Detroit's pitching.
Yeah, that'll be.
Detroit's got some big-time hitters too.
Yeah, I like Detroit in that series, and I like the Cardinals in the series against the Giants. And then
Wow.
Yeah, I'm picking the Cardinals over the Giants, and then I'm going to pick the
Detroit.
Detroit.
Baseball, huh?
Yeah, I think it's Detroit and the Cardinals, and I think Detroit wins it all. As when we first started talking about the playoffs, I thought Detroit had the it, and I think they still do.
Well, and it's hard to argue with you on that. Great pitching over there, Prince Fielder and Cabrera over there. They're missing one of their best hitters too. He'll be gone the entire playoffs, of course, in the entire year. He's missed and B-Mart, but they have a team that's built to win a few years in a row right now, as well as the Nationals. Like I said, the Nationals minus Steven Strasburg was definitely a different team.
Jake, thanks for calling in. We got Coach McDonald here. We want to get a few thoughts on him on the game last night and the upcoming game against Olympia for senior night. So thanks for calling in, man, and we'll see you next week.
Sounds good. Lincoln Road football rules.
All right, see you, Jake. There's the Cardinal.
It is football season.
Cardinal.
We're talking way too much
baseball.
It's October. We should be, in deep with football.
We are. We're
okay.
and on the borderline of turning basketball too. So, head coach for the Railers, Coach McDonald. Coach, thanks for coming in on a little dreary morning today. Railers lose last night, 47-8 over the Rochester Rockets. And Coach, you've had a stretch now of several good teams you're going up against. More of the same last night.
Oh yeah, I mean they are we knew they were, and they turned out to be just a great all-around football club, and and coming with them back to back off of SHG, we knew that was going to be an extra tough challenge, and hopefully the SHG game prepared us a little better for tonight, and I think it did in some ways, and they're just a great team with some great athletes.
Yeah, they had a little bit on the line too. The victory would position the Rockets to host home playoff games and all the kind of things, and still stay in that race for the Central State 8, as those Sacred Heart Griffin was a winner last night over Chatham, 40-35. So they're kind of in the clear cut for the conference championship. But coming in another, as Rochester has been in the last 2-3 years, I think they've been in the league, offense, and they got plenty of it.
Oh, sure. I mean, they can hurt you in a lot of different ways, and the quarterback for them is a senior who, while the Lunt kid, who's at Oklahoma State now, was out last year with an injury for the first 4 games. This kid took over, and they really didn't miss a beat. They got a running back who's going to Wisconsin as a linebacker, a 6'3", 225-pound kid. And,
whoa! Wow.
He's fast and explosive, and they've got some real athletic and speedy receivers also. And so just a very well-rounded team, tough to defend, and probably, they may be arguably the best defensive team in the conference.
Coach, coming in, 2 games left, coming in last night. What was the message for the week of practice, and then leading up to last night's game?
We just kind of kept emphasizing guys that it's kind of a neat opportunity for them to be able to step out on the field with a 2-time defending state champ and a team that has a possibility of doing it 3 years in a row, with some great athletes, again, with a kid from Wisconsin, and it's something that they're going to remember. And we want to go out there and compete as hard as we can and get the most out of it and leave it all on the field.
Coach, as you build for the last game, Olympia back on the schedule. They come to Hanlon Field for next Friday's game. It's senior night. What do you have to get across to the guys? Not necessarily the seniors, because I think they get it. They're going to realize, man, this is the last time. Some of them the last time they were going to put the pads on, but some for the sophomores and juniors, just to try and get them to get them rattled and going. Yeah,
man, it's always a challenge. The seniors do start getting it, and they're feeling it. They're coming down to an end here. Thursday night we had our kind of a pregame meal, and we let all the seniors did get up and speak, kind of as their last chance to speak to all of the guys, freshmen through juniors, and kind of give them some departing words and words of advice. And the guys did a great job, and they kind of tried to relay that message to the guys, how important it is to not wait until your senior year, that the time goes by very fast.
Sure.
That they have to start preparing right now if they want to be successful, and just gave them some words of encouragement and some good advice for those guys. And they've been a great senior group. They've shown some very fine leadership throughout the off season and summer and up to this point, and very proud of what they've done for our program.
Do you let the seniors kind of take it from there this week on some things on hitting and getting those younger guys ready? Do you think you'll have to do a lot of the screaming and yelling? They'll probably take over.
It's something that as the season goes on, that we hope that happens, and it has this year, where the seniors, we try to allow them to have as much leadership opportunities as they can, and they have taken up that challenge and that responsibility, and they have done a great job of that. This week, we've got to stay focused. We've got another game to play, and we told them last night after the game that once we walked off that field, that's done. It is as it is. Olympia and being our best for this next week is on our mind.
And as Olympia comes, have you gotten a chance to see them a little bit? Do you know what they've got coming at us?
Not yet. We played them 7-on-7 over the summer. And they were seemed pretty similar to us athletically, but haven't watched their film yet. And we'll do that today and tomorrow, and get these guys prepared. And I think they're going to be very pumped up and excited to be able to play the last game at home, especially.
I've got a little on you, Coach. I was at an Olympia game a couple weeks ago, so just give me a ring. I've got a little information back.
Right.
I wrote it.
We'll talk later.
All right. I wrote it on the program that I got when I walked in. So they got a good running back, and they got a couple big kids. That's they don't pass much. But we got a couple seniors. I'm assuming. Guys, give your name and what year and what position you play.
My name is Anthony Cannon. I'm a senior, and I play fullback and middle linebacker.
Fullback and middle linebacker. Hand that to your teammate there.
My name's Gerred Reidle. Offensive line, defensive line. I'm also a senior. 2
seniors coming up, and guys, this week, Gerred, coming up, you've got the last game. What are you looking forward to this week in practice, and then when you have to hit the field for senior night on Friday?
Just playing as hard as we can. Just putting out all the effort that we can.
And one thing that you've been playing football now in the program, one thing that you're always going to remember about Raylor football when you're done?
The passion it takes.
and the extra effort to get better.
Yes.
Hand that over to your teammate there. And Anthony, leading up this week, what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, I think practice is going to be fun this week because I believe that we're going to go hard, and I think these last few practices are going to be very intense. I think they'll be our best practices of the year, so I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to playing.
And that's your job to get them that way, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. And one thing you're going to remember from playing, from wearing the green uniforms?
Man, just the times I had with all my teammates. There's so many memories that we had. So, just the fun that I've had all these last 4 years.
Yeah, I believe you could ask the guys that are sitting next to me. It goes by fast. And Coach Olympia, and nothing more sweeter than to get out with a W.
Oh yeah, I mean these guys, especially the seniors, have put in a lot of time and commitment, and to be able to finish at home and. It's just a reward. The game is not all about winning and losing, and these guys gain a whole lot of benefit from playing, and the relationships they have with each other, and the commitment they have for each other and for the team. And but it's definitely a nice reward, and to come off the field with the scoreboard on your side.
Well, guys, thanks for stopping in, and good luck next week.
Thank you.
All right, Coach. One more time next week we'll have you in, and that's going to wrap up a 2012 season already.
That's right. It goes quick.
It does. It does go by, and we want to thank you for coming in every Saturday as you have all year, and hopefully we'll come back after W next week.
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up from here. Curb.
Well, that flew by.
Yeah, it does.
A lot of stuff going on.
Hey, well, when you got the Cardinal fan to our left over here running the controls, all this crazy music going on, it makes it fun. But this is a good time of year, football, baseball, all that stuff's going on, playoffs as they have. And if they're as good as this first round was, we'll have fun watching again.
Yeah, and unfortunately we don't get to partake in any of those. But
we get to
like I said, we need
watch.
another hour show here because we didn't hardly talk any football.
I know. We'll have to do it. We'll have to get it next week.
I have a lot of football knowledge.
I know. That's what I'm worried about.
And didn't get to talk any. So, I have to go home and talk to my wife, I guess.
Yeah, bet you'll get far there.
Yeah, she's it is basketball season around the corner. I know.
Right.
So
that's it. So we'll talk more football next week. Although we just had that Cardinal. I don't know if it was fever or what, but if we didn't, we may not get a paycheck. We might be fired. This guy wanted to talk Cardinals all the time.
Man.
So. That's going to wrap it up for us. Curb, thanks for filling in for the furniture guy, and anytime we'll have you back.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been fun.
That's going to do it here from the Christian Village. You're in the Cheap Seats, 96.3 FM and WLCN online.com.